everyone, it's Bree. Welcome back to my channel. I'm back on another video, and I'm here to talk about a topic that has come across my TikTok page. And I've seen a few of these videos over the past couple of months, and it's on the topic of modesty and how, you know, women of today don't really have a sense of modesty. A lot of women nowadays tend to wear a lot of revealing clothing and things like that, and how a lot of people have said that it's like become an issue. It's a problem that needs to be resolved.
So many people trying to make modesty as if I'm better than you. You got to be naked to be seen. I'm covered and I'm cute. It's just like, no, y'all. It's not to make you feel like you're less than, or not to make me feel like I'm above. We have to be careful not to push people away wanting to know who Christ is, because how we may present things. That have a respect and love for Christ, that they are making sure not to have somebody else stumble. You don't want somebody else to be tempted into sin. You don't want anybody to have lustful thoughts. So you cover yourself, meaning if you would not wear it to church, saying that I would not wear this before God. It's about having respect. Don't be so focused on your outer appearance that your heart posture is not right with me. Your body is your temple. Yes, you should be covered. Don't overthink it, but not only just respect for God, but respect for ourselves. I think a lot of people don't realize you can be a covered woman and still have a nasty attitude. You have to live in the full armor of God. It's not just let me put this on when the enemy is trying to attack. We are making modesty seem like it's something where it's just you have to wear certain items and you have to wear certain things in certain fashion. It's just covering yourself and having respect for yourself, okay?
I find that the women of today truly hate when you're modest. Modest in the way you dress, modest in the way you carry yourself. God forbid you don't smoke or drink. You have become public enemy number one. And honestly, as much as women don't like to admit it, anything that they feel like a man will like and another woman possess that they don't, they will try to villainize you. Women hate to see other women wanted in a way that's actually respectable.
Yes, here I go with my unpopular opinion. I'm gonna give it. I think that I love watching Get Ready With Me's, right? I love it. I love how you put your outfit together. I love to see it, but I don't like to see women starting off in your panties and your bra. I don't need to see your panties. We don't need to see your panties. We don't need to see your butt. Show us the outfit. Put the outfit together. We love it. Be a lady with class. You can do that same Get Ready With Me and not have to expose your body at all. At all. But what we know is, right? We know that if I show my butt, show my breasts, that's going to draw people in. Why would I do it that way? Let's not make showing and exposing our body the way that we get attention. I love Get Ready With Me's. I really love them. I do. But let's not start them in our underwear and in our bra. I just feel like there's a different way you can go about showing yourself and showing how you put your looks together, and we don't need to see your body. We don't. Like, just be a lady with class and self-respect and not expose your intimate parts on the internet. That's it. That's all.
You know, it's always really important to make a great first impression. And not only do people remember you for your personality, but they can also remember you for your scent. We all have memories that are tied to a specific scent, whether it be a nice perfume or even a strong cologne. And I know I always feel good whenever I walk past somebody and they're like, oh my God, what are you wearing? You smell really, really nice. Which is why I always make sure that I'm either using my scented lotion or my perfume before I leave the house. And I actually wanted to show you all some of the fragrances that I have been sent by Scentbird, which is the sponsor of this video. Now, my type of perfumes and just scents in general are normally the ones that smell kind of fruity or just smell like food in general. So things like, you know, vanilla, cinnamon, cotton candy, or any type of fruit I really, really love and gravitate towards. And this perfume, which is Moments de Passion by Nicole Miller, I'm gonna try and focus that in for you all. This one has to be my favorite so far, like so much so that I'll probably will get another one, because this one has like that fruity scent that I really like, and it actually has like passion fruit and citrus as well as vanilla. Normally any perfume that has vanilla in it I'm always going to go towards, so this one definitely is my favorite. I was also sent Bonbon by the House of Beau. This one is really interesting. This one is actually outside of my comfort zone of scent, but I actually really like this one a lot. It's very strong, but like not strong in a bad way, but it's definitely that type of scent where when you put it on and you walk past somebody, they're going to smell it. It smells really, really good. Wanted to show you guys the label real quick, but yeah, like this one I would 100% wear to like a fancy event or like a dinner. Shoot, even my birthday dinner that's coming up in a couple of weeks, I would definitely wear this. And then lastly, we have Ritual by Good Habit. This is also a top 2 scent for me, and here is what it looks like. This one is definitely an everyday type of scent. This is something that you could literally wear going to the grocery store, you know, just going out to hang out with friends. Actually, I want to go ahead and put some of this on me. Does anyone else spray perfume like on their actual clothes? All of these smell really good. Like, I'm not lying to y'all. Like, these smell really good. And it's actually making me realize that I must not have good perfume for real. Because these are all like really nice. But yes, you can find all of these amazing fragrances and more at Scentbird, where you can literally find name brand fragrances at affordable prices. You can get your first scent at only $8, and with your next month only being $16.95. Like, they literally have brands like Prada and Versace that you can get at very affordable prices. And each fragrance vial that you get comes with a 30-day supply, so you can actually try out the scent for a while before you purchase the full thing. And the way that each fragrance is packaged makes it extremely convenient to take on the go. You can literally throw it in your purse, your gym bag, the car, wherever you need to go. You can also select these fragrances from the comfort of your own home and have it sent straight to your door without you having to actually go in the store and purchase it. And honestly, if you're just now starting out on your scent journey, no worries. Scentbird encourages you to experiment with all different types of scents. Their personalized selections and quiz help you to discover niche fragrances that match your taste. If you're interested in trying out Scentbird today, make sure you guys use my code BREE or scan my QR code that's currently on the screen to get 55% off your first order, which is only $8 a fragrance. So make sure you all check out the link in my bio as well as my pinned comment, or scan the QR code that is on the screen to check out Scentbird today. Now let's hop right back into this video. And I kind of wanted to talk about this topic because I feel like it's a very complex issue, and it's hard to talk about it without coming across as judgmental. So I don't want to come across like I am judging anybody for, you know, how they decide to present themselves. I think that man, woman, whoever or however you identify, you are allowed to, you know, dress how you want to dress and present yourself how you want to dress. But, you know, I also have my own personal thoughts and opinions about how people should show up in certain spaces. And I think all in all, right, it does boil down to opinion. But there's also this bigger conversation too of, is it just the culture of today? Like, is it just that this is how things are now with like social media and just the media in general, you know, influencing people to behave a certain way or dress a certain way? Or has it always been like this? And I think to a certain extent, you've always had women that, you know, some women that don't mind showing off some skin, showing off some cleavage. And then you have other women that feel a little bit more comfortable, you know, covering up. And I think all in all, like, how a woman dresses is based off of their comfortability, you know? And so, you know, if you're comfortable showing more skin, do that. If you're comfortable, you know, being covered up, do that. And I do think some of it comes from like a religious aspect, right? Because obviously, like, if you are religious, most religions, you know, they require or they push women into being, you know, covered up. Like, I know with like the Muslim faith, like I know in their faith, like a lot of them, you know, will be covered from head to toe, you know, like that is expected, that is required. And so I think it just, you know, it depends on a variety of things.
God does not judge us by our outward appearance. What I love about God is that God looks at your heart. He doesn't look at your outer appearance. Do not put your worth and your validation in external things. Don't let your beauty come from the outward appearance, but instead let it come from within. You can be the most superficial, beautiful model and have the worst personality. I mean, no fruits of the spirit. How you look doesn't make you beautiful. It's who you are on the inside that really makes a person beautiful. Don't seek your validation from your outer appearance. Don't do it. This verse says, instead, clothe yourselves with the beauty that comes from within, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit. And that is so good.
The conversation that's happening right now, right, is there a quote unquote crisis or a problem with the amount of women that are out here, you know, not covering up and not being modest. And again, I don't have a problem with the way people dress. Like, even when that whole Monique thing came about, like with her having an issue with people wearing bonnets, the same opinion I had on that is the same that I have on this, where it's like, I personally don't care. I don't care what other people wear. It does not bother me. However, I know what I'm gonna do and what I'm not gonna do. Hold on, I need to adjust my camera. Okay, sorry, that's better. But yeah, like, I know what I'm gonna do and what I'm not gonna do, and there's certain things that I just don't feel comfortable with doing. And you know, as an example, wearing a bonnet in public, I will never wear a bonnet in public. Now, if I'm out in public, right, and I'm at the grocery store or whatever the case may be, and I see another black woman in a bonnet, does it move me? Do I judge them? You know, do I feel some type of way about it? No, I don't feel like it's setting the black community back. No, I don't. Like, I don't have all these strong opinions about people wearing their bonnets. It's just something that I personally am not comfortable with. And again, I think that goes to show, like, sometimes your upbringing as well can affect how you view certain things. I know for me, wearing any type of sleepwear was like a no-go, and so that's just kind of been ingrained in me. And shoot, even when I was in college, because, like, you know, like, when you're in college, like, people be wearing whatever to class and to give food or whatever the case may be. Someone might have just, you know, rolled out of bed, out of their dorm, and now they're walking to go get food. Like, seeing pajama pants on campus is very common. But for me, as someone that, you know, was raised to not wear any sleep attire outside, that concept was really hard for me. Literally the only time I left my dorm in like sleepwear and like pajama pants was if it was literally like 2 a.m. and I was going to get, you know, my Uber Eats that was being delivered to the dorm, or if one of the stores on campus was, you know, open late, like, I would go and get it. And I like, but even to that point, right, like, I would make sure like I had a hoodie on, like, I would do something to make sure that I was presentable at the least. And I think that's what's most important out of this whole conversation, is just making sure that you look presentable. But I also think it's interesting, right, because people are talking about, you know, there being a time and a place to dress a certain type of way. Now, this particular TikTok that I saw was her talking about, you know, brunch and how people are dressing to go to brunch. And she's noticing that a lot of women that are going out to brunch, you know, they are wearing a lot of revealing clothes. Like, they have on mini skirts that's showing their booty cheeks.
Now, I'm going to say this, and y'all might beat me up for it, but just know I got my conceal and carry. Anyway, the girls are naked at brunch. Yikes. Like, the fact that you can't even go somewhere with your man without somebody's ass cheeks walking past your plate of pancakes, hash browns, and scrambled eggs and sausage bacon. Like, the girls are naked at brunch. Like, I went to brunch with this man. Cute little brunch date. The girls are walking past our tables with the miniest mini skirts where the ass cheeks was hanging out the bottom, bro. And I said, it is 3 p.m. Ain't that much trying to be cute in the world for me to want to go to brunch naked. I'm sorry. Do what you want. That's not my issue. If you bought it, you want to wear it, fine. But I'm the type of girl, I'll be thinking about the elderly, kids being present, you know, people in relationships being present, making men uncomfortable if they with their lady. Like, that's what I be thinking. It's not about insecurity. It's just having respect for those around you. And the fact that this whole culture is like, it's coming outside before dark. Like, but the thing is, y'all want men to respect y'all. It's like, who gonna tell her? Let me hold your hand when I say this. You don't have to be naked to get attention. You don't have to be naked to get attention. But anyway, I feel like we need a modesty trend like now, like quickly.
And, you know, and me reading the comments as well, like, people have been saying, like, yeah, it just seems like nowadays, like, people just don't have any sense of decorum when it comes to how they dress in public. And again, I think there's a lot of nuance to this conversation, because there's also an element of body types as well. I feel like there are certain women who have more favorable body types that can get away with wearing more revealing clothes, but then you have someone that's plus size that will wear the exact same outfit, and people will have an issue with them wearing that same outfit. So I think there's so much to unpack with the conversation of how women should dress, but also there's just a lot of conversation happening in general about women and women's bodies, and people like society and now the government trying to tell women what to do with their bodies and now how to dress up their bodies. Now, again, I have my own personal opinions about certain things, right? Like, yes, I obviously feel as though if you are out somewhere that has like a lot of children, like, you know, a family friendly type of environment, or if you're just like in a very like public setting, like a restaurant or a park, do I think those are appropriate places to wear provocative clothing? No. You know, and would I do that? No, but I think there's a balance, and I also don't feel that most women are doing that. I also don't like there's an assumption that most women are out here doing that, because I'm gonna be real, like, and granted, I don't get out the house all that often, but you know, I have been out and about to a few different places and a few different, you know, parts of Virginia and even Maryland and DC. I don't see a whole lot of that, you know, and I don't know if maybe it's just if you live in a certain area you see a whole lot of that, but I just don't typically see it. And it's not to say too that I don't see a whole lot of black people, because I mean, I see quite a bit of black people, you know, when I'm out and about. And again, I can't even remember a time where like I looked over at someone's outfit and been like, oh, this is too much or this is inappropriate. And it's not to say that's not happening. It's definitely not to say that it's not happening, but I don't think it's happening as frequently as people are making it seem. I think it's just when you do see stuff like that, you know, it draws a lot of attention. You know, again, coming from someone that I guess dresses more on the modest side, like, I mean, you guys have seen me on camera for years at this point. Y'all know that I don't typically wear a lot of revealing clothing at all. I am very much a sweatshirt, hoodie, long sleeve type of girl. At most, I will wear me, you know, some short shorts in the summertime, but even that, like, I'll wear shorts and a sweatshirt over top that hangs long over the shorts, you know, like I'm not someone that dresses with a lot of skin showing. But I will say too, admittedly, a part of that is comfortability. Growing up, I wasn't really allowed to wear stuff like that. And I also grew up religious. And so that just wasn't ever something that I was made to feel comfortable with. I didn't feel comfortable enough in my body to even show it off. And so I found myself wanting to hide it. And even now, as an almost 25-year-old, God, I can't believe I just said that. You know, I'm still trying to get comfortable with the idea of like dressing up, you know, to fit my figure, and you know, dressing in things that are flattering for me, right? And not just walking around looking homeless. Which, mind you, I don't actually walk around looking homeless. Like that's a joke. But it's to say that like I dress to be comfortable and I dress to be covered up. And you know, as I'm entering my mid-20s, I do kind of want to dress more, you know, my age, and I want to get, you know, dolled up and whatnot. But I still don't have a desire to dress in clothes that are super revealing. Like, I don't know like if I would ever feel that comfortable. I mean, because also a part of it too, I'm gonna keep it real. Because I know one thing that I struggle with too is finding clothes that are quote unquote modest. Like, and this is something that I've seen a lot of women talk about too, where it's hard to find clothes that are not cropped and that are not tight and that are not extremely short. It's actually very, very difficult. And that I do feel is like a recent trend that's been happening in fashion lately, where every single skirt that you see is a mini skirt. Every single pair of shorts that you see is booty shorts or biker shorts that are really, really tight. The dresses that you see are either mini dresses or they're sundresses with the expectation that is gonna show, you know, what you got back there. And a lot of tops are cropped. When I tell y'all, because I've never been a fan of crop tops, and it might just be because I don't have the stomach for it. Admittedly, I don't have the stomach for crop tops. Okay, so I just don't wear them. Like, even when I was in high school, whenever I would wear crop tops, I would always have like a tank top underneath. Granted, again, that was partly because of my household. I wasn't really allowed to wear anything that would show my stomach off, but you know, or shoot, even my last photo shoot that I did for my 24th birthday, actually, I'll put the photo up on screen. even that was way outside of my comfort zone. And most people will look at that and go, oh no, you're pretty much covered up. But even like how I had like a little bit of stomach showing, I was like, whoa. Like that was a lot for me, right? And so, I find that when I'm trying to find clothes to wear, everything is cropped. And it's, that's something that's bothered me a lot, right? Because I don't wear that type of stuff. I wear clothes that, cover me up fully. And the fact that it's so hard to find that nowadays is also frustrating. And I do think it is a reflection of the times that we're in. And that's what's popular. That's what people are wearing. Most women at this point, especially women that are in their 20s, 30s, and even 40s, cropped is in style. It's in fashion. It's trendy right now. And so I do think it's become a little bit of a trend to be a little bit more revealing, I guess. But again, it's like people have different styles. People have different ways of how they want to wear their clothes. So I don't think that it's necessarily like a new concept or a new thing. But I've definitely seen it in like the fashion sector. Like there's just been a lot, and it's a lot of the a lot of the like popular stores that a lot of women shop at, like your Fashion Novas, your H&M's, your Forever 21s, like those type of stores. Like you'll see there's a lot of cropped stuff, and it's a lot of the same stuff I'm seeing. There's also like not a lot of variety, and that's why I literally have been on the hunt to find other stores that are not some of those like mainstream brands, just to find something different. And I feel like I'm just seeing the same stuff everywhere, and a lot of y'all have the same type of material. And with the way that these prices are going up too on these clothes, I'm like, I know these clothes do not have the type of fabric to charge this amount of money. Like everything that went up, even Shein went up. And I know a lot of people are, getting off of Shein, but even Shein went up to a certain extent. So yeah, I don't know. It's really, really tough. Even if you are someone that likes to dress modestly, like even that can be a battle. But ultimately, I don't think that, because what I don't like is when I see women who use this conversation, right, to make it seem like the women who dress modestly are better than the ones that are more comfortable not dressing modestly. Again, I do think there's a time and a place for everything. I don't think that you should be wearing a mini skirt and booty shorts and a bra around 5-year-olds. You know what I mean? Depending on what it is, right? Like I know, like when Lizzo went to that basketball game, right? There's families at basketball games, and she was wearing something that was very revealing, and people were uncomfortable with that. And again, I wouldn't wear an outfit like that to a basketball game. To each his own. But I do think there is a time and a place for certain types of outfits. But I think just your typical average, like day to day, like you're going out, you're hanging out with friends, whatever the case may be. I think whatever you're comfortable in is what you're comfortable in. And I think that you can have a sense of confidence in your body, whether you dress modestly or not. Like, I don't think just because you dress modestly that means that you're insecure with your body. I don't think it necessarily means that you're uncomfortable with your body. It just means that that's just how you feel the most comfortable. And maybe you also feel as though, the world doesn't need to see that. And I respect that, because again, I am the exact same way. But even with that being said, I don't think this conversation should be to shame women who don't want to be covered up all the time. Listen, if you got a good body and you want to show it off, do that. Okay, as long as you're being respectful, as long as, again, it's not in situations or environments where it would be deemed as inappropriate, I think it's fine. Because I'm not gonna lie, I've also seen TikToks on this conversation, right, about how the way a woman dresses dictates how men look at them and treat them. And I just don't, I understand the sentiment, but I just don't agree with that, because it straddles a fine line with assault, and that whole concept of like, oh well, maybe if you didn't dress like this around men, you wouldn't have gotten touched or grabbed or whatever the case may be. Like if you dress a certain way, you're inviting certain type of behavior, and I don't rock with that ideology at all. I feel like a man is gonna do what they're gonna do. It literally does not matter. And just because you dress head to toe in sweatpants and a hoodie, it does not exempt you from being taken advantage of by men. It does not exempt you from being disrespected by men. And so even that whole concept of like how you dress dictates how men treat you. Again, I understand where the ideology comes from, but I don't want to sit here and blame women who have have gone through that solely on because of how they dressed. And sure, is there a reality where there are men out there who will treat you based off of how you dress? Yes, I do think it's fucked up though. I don't think that should be the case. I don't think that how you should dress should excuse that behavior at all, but does it happen? It does. And I understand that, for some people, like when they say that, it's coming from a place of protection, like, just protect yourself. Don't make yourself, even more available to those type of men. And I understand that, but I don't know, like I said, it's a nuanced conversation, because I even remember too back in like middle school even, right? Because again, I don't do too much when I'm putting outfits together, and there was a lot of stuff that I just did not wear because I wasn't allowed to. However, I remember the specific incident when I was in high school, and I was a Hollister Aeropostale girly down. Okay, I was in that era, and I remember I was wearing I think it was a Hollister V-neck long sleeve. And listen, I don't have a whole lot up here in this region, okay? So me wearing a V-neck is really not doing nothing, okay? Like literally, like the way this V-neck is sitting on me is similar to how that V-neck was sitting on me. Like there wasn't a whole lot of cleavage. Again, I was in middle school, like I was extremely skinny, like it quite literally was like not an issue at all. And I will never forget, I was wearing this shirt and I was walking down the hall to my class, and there was this administrative person, and she came and like put her whole hand on my chest like this, and she's like, you need to cover up. And I remember feeling so uncomfortable with that, because I'm just like, this shirt isn't even like inappropriate. And so now I'm walking around feeling kind of like insecure and feeling like, weird about, what I'm wearing. And I remember like I literally ran to class and I like put on a zip up jacket and I just stayed covered up the whole day. And it's moments like that that literally make you insecure and make you feel like being comfortable in your own skin is a bad thing. And that's not where I want this conversation to go. I think that women should be allowed to feel comfortable, and if they want to throw on a shirt that shows a little something, like let them do that, as long as it's the time and the place to do so. And again, it's moments like that. And even too, like even as an adult, if I wear shorts like around family members, like they'll be like, oh, like them shorts are really short, and it's all these little comments, and it's always from older people. It's always from older people that it's like you show a little bit of something, it's like you're a thought, you're a hoe, you want to be seen. And it's like, or I'm wearing shorts because it's hot. And again, I'm not wearing the type of shorts where like you can literally see booty cheek. It's just that I have a lot of thigh, and so when I wear certain types of shorts, sometimes they roll up. Sometimes I gotta keep pulling them down. But that's literally just how my body is. And so I think that we have to be very careful about these conversations around modesty and how women, especially Black women, are expected to show up and present themselves. We have to stop policing people on how they show up. And again, I understand that for a lot of these women who are having these conversations, it's coming from a place of good intent. I don't think, the person in, the TikTok that I saw or any of these conversations that I've been seeing, I don't think it's necessarily coming from a bad or a combative place. But I think we just have to be very careful about the framing of this conversation, because it can very quickly turn into, blaming women for how they're treated and blaming women for how they're viewed, and almost trying to put the responsibility or trying to, again, put blame on them for why women, and in particular Black women, are viewed a certain way. It's like, oh, because y'all keep dressing a certain way. And I don't know, I think that conversation can get, really tricky. But yeah, those are my overall thoughts. Like I said, I think people should dress how they want to dress, and whatever you're comfortable with wearing, do that. But also keep in mind that there is a time and a place, and keep in mind too, just with the way society is, just being mindful that, hey, if you do decide to walk into a grocery store with a crop top and shorts, most people I think wouldn't care and wouldn't even think twice. But you might have some others that may look at you a certain way, again, especially if it's like the older demographic, especially the older church demographic. They're always gonna have something to say about wearing anything that exposes anything. So just because, you know, all in all, I think there is a balance to it all. But ultimately, I think women should wear what they want to wear and what makes them feel comfortable, but just being mindful of how that can be perceived depending on what you're wearing and what the environment is. But yeah, those are my thoughts on this whole topic. Please let me know in the comments down below how you feel about everything that I say. You know, do you agree, disagree? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys go ahead, give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.